Good day, students. Welcome to Social Science Model 2. I'm your new tutor, Ms. Fanny Dilokewa Philibus. My contact details are 081-799-8211. My email is philibus.f50@gmail.com. Welcome to this very important model in your teaching career to enlighten you on the importance, relevance, appropriateness, types and methods of assessment and evaluation in teaching and learning situations. Your model is divided into 16 units. Unit 1 features process and the impact of the plate tectonics, earth and volcanoes. The second unit features in the process and the impact of land and marine forms. The third unit focuses on the availability of water and features of natural regions. The fourth unit, atmospheric pressure and measuring of weather. The fifth unit features on the importance and the management of energy. Sixth unit focuses on the topographical maps and other forms of presented graphical data. The seventh unit focuses on geographical inquiry skills. The eighth unit focuses on the features of the population dynamics, the distribution, the density of the population, and the socio-economic impact of HIV and AIDS. The ninth unit features of factors influencing and problems of urban and rural settlements. Unit 10, agricultural system and food production issues. Unit 11, types and influences of different industrial systems on the socio-economic development. The 12th unit focuses on the nature, the growth, and the importance of leisure and tourism industry in our country. The 13th unit focuses on the causes of the collapse of international peace by 1939. Unit 14 focuses on the Weimar Republic and the Nazi Party rule of Germany from 1934 to 1945. Unit 15 focuses on the aspect of the history of USA between 1914 and 1941. And the last unit, which is Unit 16, focuses on the skills for historians. The purpose of this presentation is to highlight the key areas in this model, to draw back based on the submitted and marked assignments, improvement and strengthening our response to questions, to touch based on the examination expectations, to emphasize the importance of studying the entire study guide first before you use those notes, to set a strong foundation for examination preparation. The key areas that we are going to emphasize on during this examination preparation for 2021 are: Section A are teaching methodologies, Section B, geography, Section C, history. Section A, the teaching methodologies. You should look at the ways to teach learners how to research a history topic and write an article about it. The impact of HIV and AIDS on social and economic situations on the population in many societies in Namibia. The way teachers interpret test or examination scores of learners. The advantages of multiple choice questions. Different websites with cartoons about people and events in history. And also with the teaching methodologies, conditions required for meaningful or rational learning, ways on how a teacher should prepare a class for a role play, characteristics of high quality virtual field trips. Raw score is one of the type of scores in assessment. The advantages and disadvantages of multiple choice questions, reasons why teachers must interpret test or examination scores of learners, the use of feedback phases is a resource to involve all learners in a lesson, steps and tips to use role play, the criteria of a good poster in a class. Section B is geography. Geography, you should focus on the theories of continental drift, for example, in terms of Pangaea in Gondwana land, their formations, the heating of the earth crust, factors that affect atmospheric pressure, different types of weather graphs, for example, rainfall, temperature, composite graphs, different weather elements in terms of weather elements like humidity, air pressure, cloud cover, temperature, and rainfall, their instruments and their units of measurements. Calculations of daily, weekly, monthly, and annual average and the ranges for temperature and rainfall in terms of the composite graph. Different ways data are obtained from different instruments like a rain gauge, maximum and minimum thermometer, the Stevenson screen and its characteristics, and the instruments that are kept within or inside the Stevenson screen, which is a box. Products that are processed from fish in Namibia and the problems associated with the fishing industries in Walvis Bay. Population of Namibia, or the population in general, different population statistics on male and female, different age groups of children, active age group, and old people found in developed and developing countries. The dependent population groups, which are children and old people. Urbanization, we look at the pull and push factors, why people are migrating or moving from rural areas to urban areas. Settlement distribution patterns, look at plate tectonics and plate boundaries, types of plate boundaries, for example, transform or fault boundaries, and environmental and economic impact of earthquake and volcanic eruptions, population in terms of the distribution and the density, the social and economic factors affecting population distribution in terms of the type of economic activities that are found in a certain area, type of technology, and the social policy of that specific community or country. The river process, the formation of different landforms, the upper and low land of the river, for example, in terms of waterfalls, Oxbow Lake, and deltas. Benefits provided by some rivers in terms of floodplains. Different forms of precipitation. We have rain, snow, dew, and frost seasons they occur. We can also look at the synoptic weather map. This is a summary of the weather readings or weather summaries. Look at the multicultural society, the process of urban drift, informal settlement in terms of difficulties experienced by people living in the informal settlement, example, lack of housing, shortage of schools, health centers, lack of roads, no electricity, and no sanitation. Solutions to improve the above mentioned problems. Reasons city authorities in less economical developed countries or LEDCs find it difficult to deal with problems of fast-growing informal settlements. Reasons why people in rural areas in less economically developed countries migrate into large cities like Windhoek. Topographical maps, evaluating the distance and gradients for trigonometrical stations. Section C, focus on the first section, C1, focus on German history from 1914 to 1945. There are points like the collapse of the international peace by 1939, the German reaction to the Treaty of Versailles, the way the German people were controlled by the Nazi Party, the reasons why France and Belgium decided to occupy the Ruhr, how the establishment of the Weimar Republic in 1918 contributed to democracy in Germany, reasons why the Nazi Party treated groups, for example, the Jewish people, the churches, so harshly and brutally in terms of treatment, how the Nazi Party ruled Germany as a totalitarian state. The Treaty of Versailles led to the political disorder in Germany between 1919 and 1923. How the Treaty of Versailles led to the political disorder in Germany between 1919 and 1923. Look at the weakness in the Weimar Constitution that led to the collapse of this republic. The terms and conditions of the Treaty of Saint-Germain on Austria, reasons why Britain and France followed the policy of appeasement in 1930s, the non-aggressive pact that was signed by Russia and Germany, the history of USA from 1941 to 1914 to 1941. Look at the points as the reasons total USA farm income dropped from 1919 to 1928, the prohibition law that was introduced in USA in 1919 by the Congress, reasons why some USA economic sectors did not boom but declined, the result of introducing the prohibition law in 1919, the factors and reasons for the USA economy boom during the 1920s, features of the roaring 20s decade. These are the features or characteristics that are associated with the roaring 20s. Weakness in the economy and why it had led to the Wall Street crash. That brought us to the end of our program. In conclusion, you should read and understand the League of Nations, the Treaty of Versailles, the role of the Weimar government, the Nazi government in Germany, Hitler's foreign policy, US economy and prohibition law. Make use of your study guide provided by ROL. Geography and history. You can also make use of the geography and history booklets or models from NAMCO, which is grade 10 to 11. Thank you very much. Have a blessed examination. Good luck.